are also in Kuwait, we are revising the renunciation Murlis of the, I think it's the 80s. And Baba's saying, renounce the body, renounce consciousness of the body, renounce the body, renounce the relations of the body. Because Baba's saying none of that is going to come with you. We came empty-handed, we have to go empty-handed. So it's really, I really have to get now connected with Baba, because that is my next destination. Like if you know, especially like even now during these times, if you know that this particular thing is going to become very important, you start investing in that. So maybe you start investing in whatever, in terms of Logic, you start investing in good internet. Like now we're investing in Zoom, right? This is the next level of service now, is through cyberspace. Of course, Brahmins, we start investing in our stage. Excuse me. And so for us, we know that our next destination is Baba. So am I investing in my relationship with Baba? Baba was saying, even in the last Abhyat Murlis, like if I don't have that connection with Baba, then how do I expect Baba to help me? If I haven't created that bond of love, then how can I expect God, Baba in the form of God, to help me throughout the cycle? Why should he help me? And yesterday I was asking Kuwait the question, why should God want to keep my company? I want to keep God's company. Yes, I want to keep Baba's company. And I say, yes, Baba's my companion. But why should Baba want to keep my company? So I need to be extra special. I need to be extra whatever, virtuous, so valuable to God, right? This is what we say for Dadi Janki. This was what came in the Bhog message. That first she kept the company of God, and then God wanted to keep her company because God wanted to use Dadi Janki for service. So this is the level of effort I need to make. So yes, who do I belong to? Do I have this awareness? Baba's saying. Baba's saying the transformation of the relationships of the body, and then on the basis of those relationships, there is the transformation of attainments. So in other words, if I've created these different relationships with Baba, then it will be easy to get all the attainments from mother, father, teacher, Sadguru, etc. But if there isn't that connection, right? Those of you who know Mahabharata, you know the relationship that even Arjun had with Dronacharya. It was such a special relationship. And all the other Kauravas used to say, you have special attention on him. You favoritize him. He's your pet student. That's why he's doing well. And then, of course, Dronacharya tested everyone. And Arjun was, of course, remember when he was in the lake? And Arjun was the first one to go and save Dronacharya. So Dronacharya said, it's not that I favor him specially, but he is the first one always to implement my directions. So this is what Baba wants of us. Who's going to be that Arjun? Okay, then Baba says, after Amrit Vela. This is lovely. In fact, even Dadi Gulzar was saying this. If you go through that book, Bestower of Blessings, Dadi was saying that Baba would say that these are my living Thakur. Thakur is those living idols. And so after Amrit Vela, Baba saying, have the thought, I am a living, most elevated idol. And this is a temple, right? This body is a temple. This body is the living temple of the living idol, and I'm decorating the temple. Right? Even when Brahma Baba was getting ready, what was he thinking? He's thinking, I'm decorating Baba's chariot. So Baba-Dada's most beloved idol is seated in this temple. This is the feeling Baba saying. I should say, I'm Baba-Dada's most beloved idol sitting in this temple. And Bap Dada himself turns the beads of the rosary of the virtues of this idol. Right? Wow. Just think about it. Baba's turning the beads of my qualities. And just further down, to the extent that an idol is valuable, so the value of the temple is based on that value of the idol. So just think about it. All these temples that are in Bharat and around the world, but you look at the temple and you know what kind of murti is sitting in the temple. So in the same way, Baba is saying, I, the soul, have to be so powerful, have to be so pure, so clean from inside. And then my temples will be such. But also Baba is saying in the golden age too, as is the soul, so is the body. Right? This is not my body, but it is the temple of Bap Dada's valuable idol. So we say, right, Murti and Mandir. So I'm the Murti, the soul in this Mandir, the body. So Baba is saying, decorate the temple as a trustee. So every time you get ready in the morning, when you look in the mirror, when you're combing your hair, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that I, Aruna, am being decorated? Because Baba's now given us exact words, right? I am decorating Baba's beloved idol. But I'm showing Hindi, the word is Thakur, right? These little deity images of clay. And then what happens after that? We get ready, we shower, we come to class, and then we have to be a good student. So good student means, Baba saying, do we really value who it is that is teaching us? Baba comes from the most faraway land to teach us. Really, lately I've been having so much intoxication of the Mahabharata. And I really do believe that we are the few Pandavas, and Baba, in the form of Krishna, is by our side. And he is guiding us, he is teaching us. Because everything Baba has said in the Murlis is coming true. Everything. Baba has said that to the doctors, Baba said, such sicknesses will emerge that there will not be a cure for that sickness. And this is what's happening. Then Baba said, you will not be able to catch the flight out of here. And this is what's happened with Sister Jayanti, Sudesh Ben and others that are stuck in India. And then Baba said, you will go through the beggary part also at the end, as you did in the beginning. And this is what's happening in Madhuban now. Nobody's coming, there's no income. So they're having to really economize. I don't know if you know, but they're cooking, partly because of social distancing also, but they're only cooking 2 meals in Madhuban now. So they have breakfast at 10 o'clock, and then they have 1 meal about 4 o'clock. So anyway, point is that Baba, in the form of the teacher, comes to teach us every day. Baba says, if you do not imbibe just one word, then you have not just missed a word, but you have missed out on earning an income of multi-millions. And that's why we have to hear the Murli every day. Right? Imagine that Baba said something. Even sometimes I find it strange. People want to go to the bathroom in the middle of the Murli. Now I know that's it's nature call, but let us time ourselves so that we really sit and we don't miss one of Baba's versions, because that one version could transform your life. And when we do miss those points, we don't always go back to that Murli. Say we did get up to go get water or the bathroom, we don't always say, oh, which lines did I miss? So let us time ourselves in such a way that we really, with that focused attention, am able to take in Baba's points. And I feel that when we sit to listen to the Murli, right, we should really train our intellect to focus. Like we say, dhyan, right? Dhyan. Dhyan means, of course, We say yoga, meditation, but dhyan also means attention, concentrated attention. So when do I get to practice this concentrated attention? It's when I'm sitting, listening to the Murli. So really, when I listen to the Murli, right, it shouldn't be like this. Who's coming, who's going, what's happening? Not like that, but just focus. And Baba's even saying, if I understand, Baba's saying, I think it's this Murli. Baba's saying, don't look at who's reading the Murli. Yeah, I think it's this one. Baba's saying, don't look at who is reading the Murli, but see it as it is, that it's Baba who is teaching you. So again, the point is, let's practice the concentration, the attention, full attention on who am I, like in terms of I'm the number one student, Baba's teaching me, Baba selected me, and then I'm able to take those points away, because when the intellect is concentrated, then more will sit in the buddhi. And the buddhi is the one we have to convince, because the buddhi is the one that makes those decisions. So if the buddhi is convinced, then yes, you know, the buddhi cannot go astray. So make sure the buddhi is focused, buddhi is concentrated, and then I'm able to take the point. And really, if I just listen with that leher, we say, with that wave, if I listen with that attention, then the right point will make the right impression on the soul. And that's what I will need to know. This is what I will need to know. This is what I will need to do. Yes, you're right. Whoever's written, yeah, do not see the person who is relating the words to you, but remember whose words they are. Thank you, yeah. Keep that one in front of you. So the incorporeal father and the avyakt father in the corporeal form. Okay, then Baba is saying when you go out on service. So when we go out on service, what is our level of consciousness? Baba is saying, what type of service is it? Baba is saying, whether you're in your home, your lokik work, etc., is it relationships based on karmic bondages? Or have we transformed the lokik into the alokik? It's very interesting, because even today's page that we studied on renunciation, Baba is saying whether you love somebody a lot and you're attached, or whether you hate somebody a lot and there is nafrat, hatred, Baba is saying both of these things will pull your intellect. Both of these stages will not allow you to, both of these stages will not allow you to have yoga with Baba. So where is my consciousness as I'm going about my day? And do I relate with the other in that soul conscious stage? Actually, this was really one of the practices Brahma Baba made the children do throughout the day. Look at the soul, look at the soul. Atma, Atma se baat kar rahi hai. The soul is talking to the other soul. So imagine, like from young age, you have this instilled in you that I, the soul, am talking to the other soul. I was saying, I'm now living a life where I have died alive. That is, lokik bondages have now finished. Do not continue to move along while considering them to be karmic bondages. So we always talk about this when we talk about surrender, sacrifice. Have I really died with one stroke? Right? Baba said in the previous Avyak Murli, Ichha nahi hai, but acha lagta hai. It's not that I like it, but I just want it. Right? Like I say that, Ichha nahi hai, I don't have a desire, but I like it. So what is that? That is desire, isn't it? So any kind of desirous relationship is again going to take me away from Baba. And all this is very subtle. If I am taking anything from anyone in terms of support, then this doesn't come free. I will have to pay back at some point. And so really to be careful, who am I taking from? You know, even when we go to our social gatherings, well, when you will start going, when you go to meet people, when you think you're going to weddings to do seva. So ask yourself, wherever you go, are you going to give something or are you going to take something? Because if I'm going to give, then again, my whole bhavna will be, I want to serve. My whole attitude will be, I'm going to serve. But if you think, oh, let me go there, maybe I'll get some entertainment, I'll become happy, I'll become light, I'll become relaxed, it'll be a change. That means you're going to take something from there, some taste of that. And if it doesn't fulfill you, then what happens? Then that gives birth to anger, because things are not going my way. So Baba said, this was nice, yeah, no matter how sinful a soul may be, how detrimental he may be, they may be like storks, right? It doesn't matter how bad someone is, Baba saying, do not have feelings of hatred. Do not have distaste and do not be disrespectful to them. Stabilize yourself in the stage of a world benefactor. Be merciful and have feelings of compassion and serve them. And this has come up in a few Murlis now. This Murli, the Renunciation Murlis, plus the Sunday Avyat Murlis. And Baba is really encouraging us to have good wishes and pure feelings for everyone. And if I'm not having good wishes and pure feelings, then what am I doing? Isn't this the effort now? Like, what is the state of mind and heart that I need in the golden age? It has to be filled, cleaned, filled with purity. But if there's any, let's say, poison towards anyone, then again, I don't get that certificate, the passport to go to heaven. So really, let us clear, and I have to do some inner work. Why am I being triggered by this person? Why I don't like this person? Why I have these feelings for this person? And really, there's something I need to look at inside here. It's not about the person. It's never about the people outside. It's about me. What I don't like, what are they mirroring to me that I don't like in myself? Right? So say somebody's lazy, for example. You don't like lazy people. So why you don't like lazy people? Maybe there's a bit of laziness in you. You don't like that aspect of you. So when you see that laziness in them, it brings this up in yourself. You don't like poor people. Why you don't like poor people? Maybe gives you your insecurity of poverty. Maybe you are afraid, oh, what will happen if I become poor? So you don't like these feelings. So you don't like these people. You avoid these people. But we as Baba's children, right, bestowers, we the ones that are compassionate, we have to love everybody and not be triggered by what they are going through. Otherwise, how can we serve every soul on this earth? Really. So let us become so full, right? Let us become so full that we're able to give and we don't need to take. Then Baba says, throughout the day, right, for the livelihood of the soul, Baba saying. So Baba saying, don't make such a web, a net. Like don't expand so much that then you get caught up in that web or in that net. In other words, we really need to simplify our life. Right? Baba said, while increasing your wealth, you should not forget the method of remembrance. The method, which is vidhi, of remembrance, remember that, and increase the vruddhi of wealth. Should both go hand in hand together. Do not leave aside the vidhi, which is the method in trying to increase your wealth. So Baba was saying, have remembrance whilst you are either serving or doing your Lokik work, whatever action it is, but let us stay in the remembrance of Baba. This is called transforming from Lokik, physical karma, into the stage of being a karma yogi. So Baba said, you are not those who just perform karma, but you are karma yogis, right? So we often ask this question, that a yogi is somebody who comes from, well, let me ask you the question. Are you a yogi or are you somebody who has yoga? So what is the difference? Are you a yogi or somebody who has yoga?
Yogi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you know that you are yogi?
But a yogi is a person who remains in yoga all the time, isn't it?
Yes.
Baba has made us, selected us so yogis.
Yes. Yes. See, when we say somebody is a yogi, right? They're coming from up there down here, because they're always with Baba. And when we say that this one is having yoga, that means I'm going from here up there, right? If I say I have to have yoga, that means I have to go connect with Baba. But if I say I'm a yogi, then I'm combined. I'm with Baba. So this is what Baba is saying. Don't forget who it is. This is also nice. I'm not just someone who interacts, but one who interacts as well as one who does something for the sake of God. Parmarth, for the sake of God. That is, whatever I'm doing it for the sake of godly service. So we always say this, those of you who are going to work, it's not work. If you just have to change your attitude, it's not work. You are going to serve the people around you. And you just happen to get a paycheck at the end of the month. Really, if you have this attitude, you will be so happy. And you will constantly stay combined with Baba. That's what Baba wants. So Baba was saying you will continue to receive physical wealth and also to accumulate the imperishable wealth through the mind. So you earn a double income. Okay, next, Baba saying, an attitude that is free from attraction. So really we have to check ourselves throughout the day, how many things do I need to make my life comfortable? And can I simplify that? And really the world was already moving in that direction of being minimalistic. We just need less and less and less. The more things we have, the more it pulls my attention. The more things I have, the more it pulls my attention. So if you have a house all over the US.
Perdón, ¿eso es para hacer pagos?
Actually, Gita, Ben, there's a way that you can just mute everyone.
Actually, yeah, I was just like muted that.
Yeah. No, I mean like you can mute and then later give them the option to
Yes,
unmute.
yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is how many things is my mind going to throughout the day? Like, that's right. I was saying, if you have houses all over the US or any other part of the world, how much time and energy goes into thinking about that? I need that. I should look after that. I should go visit there. And even little things, like my brother has a house somewhere, and even if something goes, the bulb goes, something, they phone him. And they tell him, this has to be done, this has to be done. And really the mind is pulled for just little things. So we need to really simplify our life. Baba said the other day, right? All you need is dal, roti. And Baba says, those who really say to Baba with love, Baba said, what was it? Generous heart, dil sev, right? With a sweet heart, something, three things Baba said. If I really say like my Baba with a sweet heart, a generous heart, a loving heart, something like that, Baba said, if you say it with love, then Baba will take care of you and Baba will feed you dal roti. Getting a good house, we were getting, you know, a good car, good job, everything. Why? So that we can feel good inside. But what has Baba taught us? That you feel good inside. And then everything else will work out. It's not the other way. If I have everything, then I have peace of mind. This is what we teach new people. No, but first let there be the sadhana. Right? This is what Baba's moving on to next. Let there be the sadhana and the sadhan will automatically come. So this is what we teach new people. Right? First, in the Lokik world, as we were growing up, we said first, you have to do. First, you have to do. So you do the job. First, you get your education, then you do the job, you get the money. Right? So to get the education, then you have the good job, and then you are happy. So do, have, and be. But now Baba is saying, turn this formula around. First, you have to be happy, you have to be full, you have to be kind, you have to be loving. Then you will have everything. Like Dadi Janki, right? She had everything and not having a penny in her pocket. And then you're able to do all this Vishwa Seva, all the service around the world. So really, Baba's saying, do not get stuck in the facilities. Right? Don't say, oh, if I have AC, oh, if I have a good teacher, oh, if I have a good center. It doesn't work. You can have a small family. Actually, in Kuwait, we had to move from a big villa into a small, actually what we had to do was move from the big villa and we had to divide our activity from the BK side and also the other side, the Lokik, meaning the official seva, outside, to do it from an outside proper commercial place. So we had to move out of the big house and now we're in a tiny flat and we were going to just sign the contract for the commercial place and then this lockdown happened. So we haven't signed that yet. But I'm just saying that the big house was lovely, but the small flat is also lovely. It's nice and cozy. Yes, some of our people, our brothers had to move somewhere else. But that's okay. We still connect as a family. So really, that is good. This is good. Everything is good. Not that we need that for seva. We need that for seva. No, because seva is happening from here. Seva is happening from our stage. And people are still in touch. People are still connecting. They were still coming to the flat, those of them who are close. So anyway, do you understand this? Let's just talk about this thing of sadhana, right? Very nice thing Baba said. You become influenced by the facilities. Spiritual endeavor based on the instruments, sadhan, is like constructing a building on a foundation of sand. So Brahma Baba and Mama made so much effort just doing so much tapasya. In fact, you ask yourself, I often ask myself this question, like, how do I want to be remembered? Do I want to be remembered as a yogi, as a tapasvini, right? Somebody who does tapasya? Do I want to be remembered as an extroverted person, baharmukhi? Like, what do you want to be remembered as? And then we need to make effort in those lines. So Baba and Mamba, we say they were yogis, right? Every time the brothers used to say, Surya Bhai lived on the top, Nirvay Bhai lived on the top, Karuna Bhai lived on that side, and he would come onto the terrace, and they would come out in the middle of the night, and they would see Brahma Baba's room light was red. And red meant what? Red meant that Baba was sitting doing tapasya. So all day, all night, we say in Hindi, wo dhun, wo dhun lagi thi. He just had that one chant that I just want to become perfect. So, and many times, I don't know if you know Brahma Baba's story, but Brahma Baba's bathroom was outside. It's where the garden was actually, where the Baba's hut is. And Brahma Baba would have to go out at night to go to the bathroom. And so when other buildings started to come up, the senior sisters and brothers said, Baba, now you shift into those buildings. It's proper accommodation and bathroom together. And Baba said, no. Baba said, that is for the children. That is not for me. So you can see Baba's tyag, tapasya, seva. And that was the foundation that was created. Actually, let me now just go into a few stories of the dadis, because I've been working on this actually. So Santri Dadi, for example, right? So Santri Dadi is Brahma Baba's daughter-in-law, and she was the wife of Pau, that is Vishwa Kishore Dada. And she came from such an Amir family, and when Baba sent them on service, so she went with Dadi Manohar to some place by the Ganges. I'm not sure if it's Banaras or what, but anyway, they were staying by the Ganges, and they were staying in this, not even a room. It was like, these waiting rooms you have in the train stations in India. It's just like a square thing without any door in the front. And so the people, when they said, we've come to serve everyone, so the people around there, they said, well, you can stay there. It's free. Nobody will bother you. They said, how can we stay here in the open? It's not safe. And they said, no, it's okay. There's a security man who walks up and down along the river, and he will take care of you. So they thought, okay, because in those days they went with few rupees. They didn't have accommodation. They didn't know who they were going to or anything. So then this chokidar is going up and down, and he realizes there are these two sisters there, and he keeps an eye on them. Anyway, the point is that Santri Dadi said they would sleep there, and then she would wake up at 3 o'clock and shower. So she would go into the river and just, bathe and all that. And in the daytime, you know how she used to cook? They used to have this little stove with coal, and she used to have a katori, this silver katori. So she used to just cut tomato in the katori and put some salt and pepper, and that's her sabji, a vegetable. And she just used to take 1 spoon of atta in her hand, some water, and just pat the chapati and bake it. And she would have the chapati, with her other sister, and this tomato. And then she said she remembers writing a letter to her mother saying that these are the best days of my life. Because again, she's grown up, remember, in royalty, lots of servants, never had to do any work, had everything that she wanted. And here she is just eating tomato and roti. And she's saying that these are the best days of my life. So the yajna is actually founded on a lot of renunciation. The renunciation of the dadis is what has created the strong foundation. That's why Baba is saying sadhana versus sadhan. They didn't say we need a car, we need a good place to stay in. You hear all the stories of Manor Dadi, Gange Dadi, Situ Dadi, all of them. Baba would give them, say, 10 or 15 rupees. At that time in 50s, like that was still a lot. And then they would save it, and not that, so in the train from Abu, they would save this money, and they would tell the conductor, no, Baba is sending us on seva. You have to believe us. We are going to serve the world. And so, of course, they would laugh and say, okay. And actually, Manohar Dadi is so funny because she got on the train and she started giving gyan to the conductor. Then the conductor said, well, you know what? I believe you, but what about the next conductor who comes? She said, well, I will tell him the same story. Just as I'm telling you, I will tell him the same story and he will believe me just as you are believing me. And it was amazing. And even Dadi Janki used to walk 2 miles just to save 1 rupee. So she wouldn't have to put it in the rickshaw. So honestly, when we look at Dadi Janki, I think all of you know, I'm sure Geeta Ben has shared stories of Dadi Janki with you, but this was really Dadi's wish that not a single paisa of Baba's yagya money should go on her. And as you know, this is how she left the body, and none of us could go to her funeral. And not only that, but it was like throughout her life, even in London, Dadi would, many people came and said, Dadi, we want to give you a car for you especially. And it's kind of in her name, Dadi's name. But we were there. We were growing up with Dadi, and Dadi never wanted a car in her name. She said, no, when I'm not here, others should be able to use it. It's Dadi's car and now it's sitting in the garage. So Dadi was really, really like embodiment of renunciation and not wanting anything for herself. And then this is why London became what London is, Madhuban became what Madhuban is. And yeah, anyway, I could go on and on about Dadi, but does anybody want to ask anything now? Geeta-ben, shall we stop or what should I do?
No, you can continue. They will really liked it. But let me just check that if you have a story, you can please tell that.
Yeah, well, lots of stories.
भाई जी मैं क्या किया? जो बता
क्या उनका नाम क्या है?
ये रहा Aruna guest.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that Brahma Baba, imagine, like Brahma Baba had so much wealth, right? As you know, he had so much wealth which lasted, right, for 13, 14 years. So imagine all that wealth that was accumulated. So imagine the time when Baba came to, when Shiv Baba came into Brahma Baba. Imagine what Brahma Baba had at that time. And if you think about it, his wealth lasted 14 years, feeding 300 people 3 times a day. And there was no other income coming in at that time. So imagine how much wealth you have now in your bank account. Can your wealth last for 14 years, feeding not 5 people a day, but 300 people 3 times a day? Imagine how much wealth that is when Brahma Baba came to Baba. And so at that time, when Brahma Baba came back from Banaras, and Brahma Baba had the visions that he did, that the golden age is coming and I'm becoming this. As soon as he came back to Calcutta, he told his partner, Sevakram, he said, okay, you know what? I trust you. Now you divide everything between us. He said, I don't even want to. He didn't even put his head in it. And he didn't even want to put his head in it because he said, I don't want this donkey ship anymore. And Baba just left everything. He said, what is this compared to the golden age and the status of the golden age and the future of the golden age? This is nothing. He said, this is shells. Then when he told Sevakram, then he went back to Karachi. when he got back to Karachi, and at that time, you see, when normally Brahma Baba used to come from somewhere, he used to bring gifts for everyone, like clothes and gifts and whatever, like as an elder would do. That time he came back empty-handed. And everybody thought, oh, what's happened? Because again, distaste. Baba just had distaste for the world. And then Baba started just spending time on his own. And then he told his family, he said, okay, I'm packing up my business. And Baba, and everybody said, but Baba, you know, some of his, of course, everybody loved him and trusted him. But there were a few people who said to him, why don't you just run your business a few more years? Because you have your children to marry off. So just earn, while the business is going well, why don't you earn a bit more? And Baba was done. Baba said, no, Kalas, finished. And after that, Baba just started to go into solitude. And then, of course, this whole transformation in his life. And so, yes, I often like to share this point that Brahma Baba's wife, Yashoda Mata, so Dada Narayan was saying in one interview that he used to put such heavy diamonds on Yashoda Mata that she had to have her earrings sewn 3 times. Imagine, it was so heavy, like the hole would get big from the weight of the diamonds. And even her rings used to be like big diamonds. And then when they came into the yagya, she was cleaning the lentils. She was sitting there cleaning the lentils like everybody else. And so Dada Narayan was saying that, you know, she used to be dressed like a queen. But then when she came to the yagya, then again, she also, everybody, that was the biggest tyag. They said that all of them made that big tyag because of Brahma Baba. That we don't need anything. If Baba doesn't need it, we don't need it either. And all of them, and even Brijendra Dadi, I was telling you, so Brijendra Dadi, she was beautiful as a young Kumari. Brahma Baba had his eye on her. And what actually happened is, so Brijendra Dadi's family was actually very rich. And so when Brahma Baba had his eye on her for his son, he didn't want, they didn't want to marry him because they thought he's not that rich. So what happened is they sent one, I think his son, one of her brother came to meet Brahma Baba. And then what happened is, of course, Brahma Baba then just showed him. And he had these silver, imagine, silver cupboards, long silver cupboards. And in the cupboards, there is just so much jewelry. And a silver bartan, you know, silver plates and cups and everything. And he got surprised. He said, oh, we didn't, you know, we didn't estimate you properly. And then he went back and he told the family, yes, our daughter will be happy in this family. And that's how Brijendra's marriage happened. And then what happened is, so this was something just Jayantiben was telling us a few days ago, that you see there was this by the river in Karachi. So they used to go walking there in the evening. And everybody would be waiting for Brahma Baba's car to come. Because not many people had cars at that time. Brahma Baba had a car. And so Brijendra Dadi would come with him, and sometimes others, Nirmal Shanta Dadi and sometimes his wife, depending. So they would go for the walk. And everybody would be waiting to see Brijendra Dadi. And now which new ornaments was she wearing today? How was she dressed today? So imagine this was the backdrop of Brahma Baba and how he lived. And then back to the Murli. Like, you know, we think we are renouncing something, but he renounced a lot because he realized something, he recognized something, that something special was happening. So when we renounce something, it's, yes, it's relative, but just to keep in mind that Brahma Baba's tyag was no less, his renunciation was no less. Okay.
Anyone have a particular question can ask, otherwise Aruna Ben will guide meditation. because such a powerful and she explained about the today's Murli, and I'm sure you all received lots of benefits about.
Yeah, I'm just reading here. Somebody's using the book. That's very nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
In fact, I got locked out of Kuwait and I'm staying in, I'm staying in Hounslow today. I came to Oxford for some reason. And when I was in Hounslow, one of the sisters came to take her Borg last Thursday. And so she's a police officer. And so she was saying that she's the one who actually invited Sister Jenny to come and do a talk.
She's her.
Several hundred police officers. And she runs meditation sessions, and her sessions are called Shine. So she was saying that she was reading that poem that I wrote, which was just like this. Actually, I didn't put that much effort into it. But the last poem that I wrote, somebody saying, can I go to the paragraph about Sona?
Sona, yeah.
Gold. So what else remains? Yes, so we're now sleeping. Yeah? So Baba's saying Sona means to sleep, and Sona means gold, right? In Hindi, Sona means gold. So Baba's saying sleep in such a way that you sleep like you're sleeping in the golden world. So Baba's just trying to rhyme that. Baba's saying don't sleep on your bed. And it's true, right? Whatever thoughts we go to sleep with in our consciousness, that is what we will dream about, and that's what we attract towards ourselves. So it's so important that you put in the right thoughts in your head. Like sometimes I think it's even recommended that you play a nice commentary in here so that that affects your subconscious. So there's now traffic control music. Shall we just do a little meditation, Ben? Okay.
You like to guide?
Yeah. Okay.
Just one little, like someone asked that you said about you see in others what you don't like.
Yeah.
They want to that little bit explain about. And another one, he says, what is transformation of body means?
So, okay, let me close that. Okay, let me answer the other question first. Let's just take a moment because the music is just take one moment.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah, what you see in others is what you have in you. I know this might be new to some, but just play with this idea. Because think about it, how can I see it in them? So I must have it in me, which is why I recognize it. I must have that sanskar in me, which is why I'm able to recognize it, right, in others. How can I relate to it? Otherwise, as Baba's been saying in the Murlis, I would be ignorant of that truth. I would be ignorant of that desire. But I'm not ignorant because I know that it's there. It's like, okay, let me give you an example, okay? So there's always Maya, especially in Madhuban, about seats, right? About seating, especially when Baba comes or when other times. So if I want that particular seat, and then I say, see, that person wants the seat. But how do I know that person wants the seed for this intention or this reason or whatever? Because I must be able to relate to it. Otherwise, I should just say, okay, they're sitting there. Why should I have extra thoughts about that? Like,
Aruna Ben, we cannot hear. There is something going on. We
right?
cannot hear you.
What
Yeah.
is it? Are you jealous that they want a new car? You want a new car? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear. What you said before, I don't think so anybody.
So I'm just saying, did you hear about the seating bit?
No.
Oh,
Only that that one yeah, that one we hear.
okay. Then I was giving the example of the neighbor. So
Yeah.
if your neighbor got a new car, why do you have thoughts about the neighbor getting a new car, the neighbor getting a renovation in the house? Is it because you would like the renovation also? Is it because you would like a new car also? Like the question is, why do I have to think about this thing? Because somewhere I would also like that. In other words, I have that issue in my mind playing. Otherwise, I shouldn't think at all. It shouldn't affect me. If I don't need anything from the world, then I don't have any thoughts about it. Isn't it? But if I want something from that person or that thing, then I'll create a lot of thoughts about it. In fact, in one of the Murlis, Baba was saying that why does Ravan have 10 heads? Because Baba said, when something happens, you think about it 10 times. You have so many thoughts, and that's why he has 10 heads. Okay, instead, Baba is saying, you should be like the Shaktis, which has 10 arms. So instead of thinking so much, you should just cooperate. Shaktis cooperate. Like you should just do what's needed rather than to think why, what, how, etc. So the fact that I'm thinking about that thing means that it's something inside of me. It's upsetting me. It's triggering me, something. I have to look at that. I don't know what it is for each one, and then I transform it. I stay stable inside. I stay content inside. I said, yes, I have everything that I need, or everything that I need will come to me. I don't need to get jealous. I don't need to get envious. I don't have to send that one bad thoughts because they have their fortune. Everybody gets everything as per their fortune. Why should I, look at that? Why am I not content with my fortune? Okay, I hope that answers that first question. And then the other was about the body. So basically, yeah, the thing about the body is transformation of the body. Well, many things about the body. Again, like whose body is it? Like Baba said, have you surrendered your body completely to Baba? Are you really using it as a trustee? Or is it still mine, right? The root of all evil is I and mine. So this is my body, this is my mind, I have to do this. It's my responsibility. That's what Mandaben and I were talking about earlier. Like this is really one of the faith that we have to return to. That this is not it's not my job, it's Baba's job. And do they know the story about the dal?
No.
Okay, I'll end with that story. Just back to the body. So yeah, transform the body is not mine. It's just a puppet. That's first thing. It's a puppet. It's an expression for me to use. That's it. And let me use this body for sake of service. And also it's just a body. What I mean is it's just clay. Why am I so attached to the body? So if it's a good body, in other words, it's active, it's healthy and everything, let's use it for Baba's seva. and let me create as much fortune as I can. Like Dadi Janki, her every breath. Hansa was saying that even in her dream, Dadi was somewhere serving. And when they used to go and wake up Dadi, then Dadi would say, give me 10 minutes. And then when she would come out of her sleep, Dadi would say, Main yahan gayi thi, main wahan gayi thi. You know, I went here, I went there, I was talking to this one, I was serving that one. So even in Dadi's dreams, Dadi was serving. So anyway, this is my like amanat, right? I have to just use it, as Baba said, look after it, but it's not mine. So turn around. It's not Lokik, it's not human, it's Brahmin, it's for seva, and that's the consciousness I should now have in terms of the body. And then I'll tell you the story about the dal. So what happened is, this is related by this Rani Ben of Muzaffarpur. So Rani Ben was saying that what happened is she used to spend time with the dadis in their room, like she used to stay in Madhuban with them. So this one dadi had related this story. And this dadi said to her that she was on duty in Madhuban. She was on duty in the front gate as security, because in those days, the sisters did the security. So what happened is that dadi then said to somebody else, you stay here, I'm going to go and have my lunch. So she went to have her lunch, and as she entered the room, then of course Baba, Mama are sitting, everybody's on the floor. Baba, Mama sitting on the floor, a few dadis, other sisters. And the sister who's serving, she says, she announces, she says, today nobody should have dal twice. Aaj koi bhi dobara dal nahi lenge. Like today, nobody should have second helping of dal. And so then Baba got up, and everybody's wondering like what's happening, because it's time to eat. Baba got up and Baba went to his room. So Mama followed, and then I'm sure Dadi Kumarka followed, Didi followed. And then Baba sitting there in tapasya. And so they all also sat down. They didn't want to disturb Baba. Then Mama thought she should say something to expedite Baba. And so Mama said, Baba, the children are waiting to eat. So then Baba said, Baba is talking to Baba. Okay, then when he finished, they got up, they came, they ate. Okay, then what happens is this sister went back to the gate to do her security, the dadi, who became a dadi. She went to do security. Then she said she saw this man coming with a belgadi, right? This bullock cart. And she's telling him, he's coming, he's purposely coming towards them inside. And she's saying, no, 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 this is no route here, no road, you have to go back. And he said, no, I have to come here. Anyway, she lets him come. Then she asks him, what's the problem? What's happening? And he said, I have to come here and I have to drop what I have in my belgadi, in my bullock cart. And she says, what do you have in your bullock cart? And he says, bags of lentil, dal ki boria. And so she goes and tells Baba that Baba, this brother has come with this. So Baba says, okay, give the child some food to eat, some lunch. So the child was fed some lunch, and then Brahma Baba met him. So Brahma Baba said, kya baat hai? You know, like, what is it? How you came to deliver this? And he said, I don't know. I was taking this dal to sell in the market, but something, kisi ne mere ko prerit kiya. Something touched me, something inspired me and told me, I have to drop these lentils to you here. And he said, I don't want any money, it's for you. And of course, in Brahma Baba's language, Brahma Baba said he didn't think that, God would answer so quickly. So this is the point, that Brahma Baba had full faith that it's Shiv Baba's yajna. So what he was telling Baba in his room is, Baba, this is not nice. that we have to announce that children cannot have dal again. It's not polite, it's not royal. And so Shiv Baba immediately touched somebody and delivered dal to the yagya. So these are the stories, you see, of this. These are the things that convinced Brahma Baba that really it's Shiv Baba in charge. And I just have to keep telling him what's happening. So this is the kind of full faith we need, actually. Okay.
Thank you. So let's guide the meditation and we can finish.
Sure. Okay. So everybody just sit comfortably. Don't hold anything. Just relax. And try to focus on Baba or so right now I turn to my inner world and I ask myself, how am I feeling right now? Just check the feeling. And if there is anything slightly impure or negative, even if there is a slight frustration, let me just leave that aside. And just let me fly up to Baba with a pure and clean heart. So now I'm in the subtle region. In my angelic form. And I'm meeting Bab Dada. Baba's giving me very powerful drishti. That's melting me. Baba's drishti is filled with love. Baba's drishti is filled with hopes. Baba, you are the one who knows me completely. You are my teacher, the most elevated teacher, and there's no other teacher like you in the world. You are the wisest of the wise. You are my guide, my Satguru, my only one Guru. and I follow only one direction. Ekmat. Baba, I have full faith that you will get me to my destination. So as I sit here now in front of Baba, I just fill up with more power so that when I return to the world, I'm able to change the lokik to the alokik. Just with one thought, just with one switch, I can transform the human life to a angelic life. So really feel the love that Baba is giving you. Each one of Baba's children is a specially beloved child. Because each one has recognized the Father. So just say quietly in your mind, I am Baba's beloved and special child. And when you're ready, we will go back down to the world. But we will descend with a new consciousness. A full consciousness. Because Baba is sending me back to the world. And Baba will work through me. I am simply Baba's helper, simply an instrument. So come back to the center of the forehead, back to your seat, back to your room. And feeling ready to face the new world, or the old world with a new consciousness. Om Shanti.
Now slowly you can open your video and take the silence power from Aruna Ben.
So wishing everybody all the best.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Aruna Ben. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Aruna Ben.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Very nice. Thank you, Supriya.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, Aruna Ben, for your blogs. They are amazing. I do get your blogs. It's time to meditate.
Thank you.
Okay. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.